The Iowa senator is joining us now. And Senator, I know you've also just issued a statement on you, as well as your colleague James Comer, demanding the FBI record on alleging this criminal scheme involving then Vice President Biden. This congressional subpoena, you say, seeks a specific FBI document. Senator, thank you for jumping on with us. What can you tell us?
Well, I will only add to what you say that this comes from credible and unclassified whistleblower disclosures of this possible criminal activity when Biden was vice president, and we want this information. And there's a subpoena going to be or is issued now, and it really boils down to my traditional oversight of government. Particularly see the executive branches doing the work that they're supposed to be doing. So the Justice Department, the FBI, needs to come clean to the American people what they did with the document, because we know the document exists from very credible whistleblower information that we got. We really need to know what steps did the Justice Department and FBI take to investigate and to vet the document to determine if it's accurate or not. And did the Justice Department and the FBI follow normal investigative procedures, or did they let political calculations interfere? You know, and I've documented several times where political interference has kept, I guess, leave it this way. I've had plenty of evidence of political decision-making and who should be investigated or not be investigated. But if the Justice Department and the FBI have any hopes of redeeming their once trusted position with the American people, Garland and Wray must answer this subpoena and tell us what they're doing with this information that we think is very credible based upon what whistleblowers are telling us.
Hey, Senator, it's John Roberts here. So, you know, we're wondering exactly what this is all about. According to a press release that was sent out by James Comer's office, it says the information provided by a whistleblower raises concerns that then Vice President Biden allegedly engaged in a bribery scheme with a foreign national. He goes on to say the American people need to know if President Biden sold out the United States to make money for himself. Senator Grassley and I will seek the truth to ensure accountability for the American people. Well, that really whets our appetite as to exactly what this is all about. Does this have to do with Hunter Biden's foreign business dealings in Ukraine or China, or is it something else?
Well, I guess basically we've got to wait to see what the document exactly says, but I'm convinced that we've got to get this detail, and at this time the FBI needs to explain whether it's accurate or not. But this is based upon information that we get from what I think are very credible sources within the department.
Okay, so we're getting a lot of information on a couple different fronts here. All right, so we're also getting an update on Hunter Biden, Senator Grassley. U.S. Attorney David Weiss is said to be close to a charging decision. This is being reported by the Washington Post right now. Can I get a real quick reaction to that, Senator?
Well, isn't it about time after 3 years? And particularly with that gun situation, if you lie to get a gun, that's pretty certain that you should have been prosecuted probably a long time ago.
Senator, also just another little piece of breaking news here, totally unrelated to this. Apparently our affiliate in Atlanta, going back to the shooting, is reporting that a car was ditched at Campbell Middle School in Cobb County. They believe that the suspect in the shooting stole a car and dumped it at the middle school, and then the suspect fled on foot. So it would seem that the search now is being concentrated in Cobb County. Back to the matter at hand with you. Apparently there was also a request to the State Department for some documents regarding Hunter Biden's foreign business dealings. How does all of that tie in with what you're talking about right now?
I think I see it as a separate issue. and it's kind of getting that we want to know exactly what role the Secretary of State played, and we want this role to be saved through his emails and any other communication he had with the people that wrote the famous letter, CIA former people, in which they said that this business about Hunter Biden just before the last election was Russian disinformation. Now, we know that's a lie, but he played a role in it. We want to know what that role is.
All right, just reading directly from this, we believe the FBI possesses an unclassified internal document, just to bring our viewers along with this, that includes very serious and detailed allegations implicating the current president of the United States. What we don't know is what, if anything, according to your statement, Senator Grassley, the FBI has done to verify these claims or investigate further. The FBI's recent history of botching politically charged investigations demands close congressional oversight. And I'm quoting you directly on that, Senator Grassley. Where do you expect this to go next? Well,
something I'm fearful of is that a non-classified document, if it's really got explosive information in it, will soon be classified. That's what I'm afraid of.
Yeah, documents that are unclassified do have a propensity to suddenly become classified documents when someone goes looking for them. What do you expect the chances are, Senator, that this document will be forthcoming?
Well, if it's as explosive as what we heard, we expect it to be very difficult to get it. But we know it's unclassified now, and the American people deserve transparency from the FBI, and that's what this is all about. And you know, over several years, I've made accusations about this situation or another crime being committed or another political interference, and never once has the FBI or the Department of Justice challenged my authenticity on what I bring up to them. And even though they don't challenge it, I don't get the information I want that would clear everything up. And and I think it really hurts the FBI's credibility. It hurts the DOJ's credibility if they don't cooperate. So I would hope they'd want to enhance their credibility by cooperating with us on this.
Just want to follow up on the report from the Washington Post just a short time ago on Hunter Biden, Senator. A couple different things we're covering with you here. On Hunter Biden, and the U.S. Attorney David Weiss is now saying that they are close to a charging decision. People familiar with the matter said Weiss is nearing the end of his decision-making process, although they offered no specific timetable. According to the Post, they cautioned that the probe has taken longer than some officials thought it would. To your point, Senator, about time, I believe, quoting you directly, frustrating some law enforcement officials and conceivably could slow down again before a decision has been reached. So we don't know what the time frame here is, but there's no doubt, Senator, that any decision here could have a significant impact on President Biden, who is running again for president.
Or it could be as simple as his pleading guilty to a gun charge and they drop everything else.
Hey,
that's a little tongue-in-cheek, but yeah. That's the way I think today.
There's something else that you're looking at, Senator, and this came out a couple of days ago, in which it's contended that Antony Blinken was not fully forthcoming to Congress back in 2020 when he was interviewed about any contact that he had with Hunter Biden. The question was put to him, did you ever talk with Hunter Biden on the phone? Blinken, not that I recall. Did you have any other means of correspondence with him? Emails, texts? Blinken answers no. You say based on the evidence now available, your above statement is patently false. Emails contained on Hunter Biden's laptop and recent reports have revealed that you did in fact email Hunter Biden on at least two occasions, contradicting what you told congressional investigators. Do you need to bring Hunter Biden back up again before some committee there in Congress? I know that you don't control the committees in the Senate, but how do you get to the bottom of this?
Well, if they'll prosecute, lying to Congress is a crime in and of itself. Mm-hmm. But I don't know whether I'm so anxious to get somebody found guilty of a crime. I'm interested in this information. And the American people have been hoodwinked for 3 or 4 years over everything that went to turn the election through this fraud to Biden instead of Trump, through these accusations of Russian disinformation and all that stuff. And we're going to pursue it just to get the information out. You know, transparency brings accountability in government, and this cover-up stuff just to keep people from being embarrassed is wrong. Johnson and I are on this, and we're not going to give up.
Got it. Sounds like nobody's given up on this Hunter Biden investigation. To your point, years in the making, but a decision could be close. Senator, what should we expect next on all fronts?
Well, if you're talking about what we've talked about during this program,
sure.
I think we're just going to have to wait until we get the document. I'm more interested in
What's the time frame for that, Senator?
Oh, thank you.
What's the time frame for that, for getting the document?
Oh, I'm sorry. I want answers, and so does America, and I don't know whether a time frame works out very well here. We could say we need this information by the middle of May. They don't abide by those deadlines because they don't particularly want to cooperate with us. But it's my job to make sure they do cooperate because of the constitutional responsibility of oversight on the part of Congress to make sure that the executive branch of government, Republican or Democrat, and it doesn't matter to me whether it's Republican or Democrat, that they enforce the law as the Constitution requires to equitably enforce the law. Their credibility is on the line.
All right. Senator, we will keep following this. We appreciate you joining us, and we look forward to future developments, which I'm sure there will be many.
Thank you.